Hi, welcome to the live stream. I'm Sophie Pecora. I'm an independent artist and songwriter, and today I'm going to be talking about how to write a song in 6 steps. There's a video on my channel where I shared those 6 steps, but in this live stream I'm going to be going more into depth on each step because there's a lot more information that I didn't get to share in that video. So for a brief overview, these were the 6 steps I shared in that video. First, think of an idea for what the song will be about. Then you can choose chords to play or some kind of instrumental track or music to write to. After that, you can write melodies for the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. Then the final step is to write lyrics. So let's start with the first step, which is choosing a song idea. So before I wrote my song Overthinking, I had the idea to write a song about overthinking. And the initial idea can be this simple, really. You can just figure out the story and the details to add at a later time, but it's really helpful to start with some kind of idea in your mind. I would also suggest to choose an idea that is more specific. For example, if you wanted to write a song about friendship, instead of using the word friendship as the idea, try using childhood friends or are we really friends? Something that just digs a little deeper into the subject. I find that when I do this, it really helps me think of less generic lyrics for the rest of the song. And these are just suggestions, but don't overthink this step. Just choose any word or phrase that interests you and use that. You never know where it could lead. So the next step is to choose chords. This was a suggestion because I play guitar and piano, and I find that accompanying my songwriting with an instrument is really helpful. You don't have to know an instrument to write songs though. Another thing you can try is a program called Splice. This website has an abundance of royalty-free guitar loops and other musical loops that are really great to write to. You can just drag any loop you find into GarageBand or any editing program and start writing. There are also free instrumental tracks on YouTube that you can experiment with as well. If you do play guitar or want to learn, I also have a video on my channel that's called Best Chord Progressions for Songwriting, where I show 3 different guitar chord progressions that I love using when I write songs. So go check that out if you want. I'm looking down at my notes, by the way. So step 3 was to freestyle melodies for the verse of the song. So the first thing that I'd suggest when you do this is to record a voice memo and start freestyling. This way you can catch any ideas that you come up with and listen back to them. When you hear a melody you like, just use the length of one line for now. I'll show you an example of that in a second. Most of the time, melodies are repeated a couple of times in the verse. And the chorus is not the only part of a song that repeats melodies. For example, here is 2 lines in the verse of my song, Pretty People. And you're going to hear how the melody kind of repeats. So I'll show you. I look in the mirror, I don't like myself, no, I just can't help it. So that was one melody, and then you'll hear how I repeat that melody right here. It's just how it goes, I'm stuck on my phone, I can't live without it. Yeah, so that was just one line of melody repeated twice in a verse. You're gonna hear this in a lot of songs if you listen for it. This is done in many genres of songs because it's satisfying and memorable to the listener subconsciously, because the human brain likes patterns, so it hears that pattern. This is why songs also could feel more catchy as well. So yeah, listen to a couple of your favorite songs and you might hear a similar pattern. And you can also try out this structure the next time you write a verse. Okay, step 4 was to freestyle melodies for the pre-chorus of the song. So in the video, I said to introduce slightly higher notes in this section so that it's building up energy to get to the chorus. This is definitely still a good thing to do, and a lot of songs use this strategy, but I also wanted to add another way to write a pre-chorus, which is this. So the pre-chorus can also have lower notes than the verse had. This can make the chorus feel even bigger because of the dynamic from going from low notes in the pre-chorus to the higher notes in the chorus. So even if you have a verse that's like more energetic and has some higher notes in there, if the pre-chorus kind of drops in energy a little bit, it like goes lower, building up, not building up, just lower notes, then when the chorus comes in, it just feels a lot bigger with that dynamic. So I'm going to show you in one of my songs called Creep. I kind of did this strategy, and so I'm going to play it for you. So you'll hear how the notes are lower. Okay, listen. Ignore the higher harmony. Just the main melody is lower notes. I want to be where other people are, and I can show my new hair. As I get ready, I take a look in the mirror. I see me. This is the chorus. And I see me in another form, though ready for war. Yeah, so it jumps up there and it goes the higher notes in the chorus there, as you heard. So let's move on to step 5, which is to freestyle melodies for the chorus of the song next. So we're doing each section of the song at a time pretty much. And for the chorus, this in some ways can be similar to the pattern in the verse as far as how it repeats the melody in the first 2 lines. Again, if you listen to almost every song that has a chorus, you'll hear the melody repeat because this is what makes it really catchy. And I can also play you in a song for an example of this. So you'll hear how the melody will repeat 2 times in a row, and then it changes in the section after that, so it doesn't get too repetitive. But this is a little bit of my song Overthinking as an example. I'll play for my computer. So that was one time, that was the melody going one time, and then now you're gonna hear it do the same melody again. Yeah, and then it changes there at the end with the hums. Sorry, my phone wasn't working there. I think when I play it from the computer, it's like kind of bad quality. But hopefully you can kind of hear the song at least. And that's just a little example. You'll also hear this in a lot of, especially pop music, how it kind of repeats that in the chorus. So, that's just a little tip on catchy melody writing. So I hope you found it helpful. So let's move on to the last step, which is lyrics. All right, so step 6 is all about lyric writing, and there are so many things to say about lyric writing. And in the video I talked about writing journal entries to help come up with lyrics. I want to go even more into depth with that. So I have quite a vivid imagination when I'm writing lyrics, and I really visualize what the setting and situation that I'm describing in my song is like. It's almost like a movie in my head. And whenever I'm feeling stuck, I kind of just imagine myself in whatever I'm talking about in the song, and I start writing down just things that I see in that environment in my head, if that makes sense. And an example for this is in one of my new songs called Crime Scene. And I remember these verses being pretty fast to write because I was pretty much just describing what this movie in my head looked like. So just take a listen to this verse. My phone is not working. All right. 1 second. So this song was kind of like a storytelling type song. So here it is. Step right onto the crime scene. Such a mess by my feet. Crowds of people outside, weeping at the sidelines. Officer is so sweet, leading me out gently. He thinks I could escape this place, but it's not helping. The caution tape around my heart. So those lyrics they're very, very storytelling, very specific. And if you don't want to write in that style specifically, like being super straightforward with the lyrics, like there's not really a metaphor. Well, there's a metaphor later in the song, but for that, I'm literally just being so like specific on what I'm seeing. But if you don't want to write in that style, that's fine. But I do think that this is still a great exercise to try if you're having trouble coming up with kind of unique and interesting lyrics. So just like really describe the environment that you're in, you know, as if you're like describing a book, right? Try that. So those are all of my tips for today, and I really hope that you found some of them useful. Definitely comment any questions about songwriting that you might have, and I will respond. So I'll see you soon. Bye. The voice crack. Bye.